Howdy everyone, Pete Daddy here. I finally decided to play all 30 Weekend League matches. It's been a while since I've decided to do that. The gameplay was actually acceptable over the weekend, but the main reason I wanted to do that is because we had an epic reward stream last week, and I wanted to try to clutch out an elite finish so we'd have something awesome to open this week. So if you're new here, please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the live streams, any of the videos, or any of the awesome stuff. But let's just take a look at it. What were we able to do if we go into our FUT Champs menu, go to the leaderboard, and yes, we were able to clutch out an Elite 3 finish. And honestly, I am glad I was able to get to the Elite 3, but this could have been a weekend with Elite 1. There was only one match that I really wasn't in. Every other match I lost was only lost by one goal. A couple of them were just like real DDA fishy type matches, and we'll take a look at a couple of those in the results. But I am happy to get that. We'll have some cool stuff to open for this week's reward stream. I'll show you the team I'm using. I was loving this team. This is the first time since I've restarted at Christmas that I feel like I have a team that can compete with anyone. So it's nice to have that feeling. And just to kind of point out a few things just for anyone interested. As far as players go, maybe it kind of was like a tale of two weekend leagues. The first 15 games, Dembele was just dominating. He was just banging in. He was like averaging a hat trick for like his first 6 or 7 matches. And, he kind of slowed down his pace from there. And then Ribery kind of took over and was just really controlling the game. But just to let you guys know, for over 30 weekend league matches, Ribery had 27 goals, 22 assists, so 49 goal shares. Our goal contributions, Dembele had 34 goals and 8 assists, so 42 goal contributions. I'm playing Dembele as my central cam in a 4-2-3-1. I'm playing Ribery as my striker. I'm playing Mertens as my left attacking midfielder. Atal as my right attacking midfielder. Mertens had 12 goals and 8 assists. Atal had 4 goals and 14 assists. Modric as my main attacking defensive mid, and he had 7 goals, 13 assists. Nainggolan is my do-it-all, clean up everything. He had 0 goals, but 11 assists, which I think is awesome from just, to get that much out of your CDMs. But, let's just get right into some of the footage. Let me just show you what happened, check out some of the results. I'll try to point out some things as we can, but, this was our first matchup. I believe here we're going for 17 wins. I think this would take us to 17-5. I want to say 17-4. I should have wrote that down exactly, but here we are starting off. We have a really good chance with Dembele right there, and I just showed that one to show because we were kind of dominating this match. We finally get a goal with Ribery in the 41st minute. Force a rage quit, which is always nice just to have that out of the bag. But I've showed you this here. Our opponent had 0 shots on target in the first 42 minutes, so not really getting anything going. Then here we give up a goal. Like, check that out. We got pressed. That's one of the ways you can really give up goals. You have to really be careful with your possession. We do fight back, right back attack. And then Dembele with a nice drag back. Finesses. Ter Stegen gets a paw on it, but not able to keep it out of the net. Then we have Nainggolan just doing everything for us out in the middle to Dembele, to Mertens, to Dembele. We're just working it around. This is one of the things you kind of have to do, just really find that open man. And then Dembele just able. Oh, he missed that one. How did he miss that chance? So then we're playing our wing play, so important this year. Just look at that pass up the wing. Now, one thing that wing play is so important on. Watch how this drags out his fullback here. So, Mertens is out here, so his right back is kind of out of the way, not able to fully get back in. Dembele fills that space and is able to kind of maneuver in the box and bang in a goal for us. Then we're working here at the end of the half. Let's see, did we get a goal? I think here what we have is, this is another game where we're kind of dominating. Ribery here gets in the way of that shot, rings one off the post. But I think our opponent had enough because, if I remember correctly, he rage quits right here. So he just stopped at halftime. Let me just make sure. We were pretty much dominating. We gave up that one goal where he kind of pressed us. Yeah, and our opponent just quit. Now this was a really tough match. This was going up against a really top player. So this one was a real bit of, it wasn't really a struggle. It was a struggle, defensive struggle for both of us. We both had trouble breaking each other down. And there is another one right there. Modric got bodied by Fabinho. Fabinho was able to take back the ball. Modric is just laying there on the turf, doing nothing at this point. And so now our opponent has control. But I do feel like, I honestly feel like I defend this about as well as you can. But just take a look at what happens here. So we allow our opponent to get by. Gets around. Now here I could have done a little bit better. Now I went a little bit wide with Lenglet when I should have been able to square up Vinicius Jr. a little bit better. So I do make a defensive mistake there. So I guess I should say I didn't play it perfectly. I guess up to that point, I felt like I could have kept him from getting there. But now he gets this really nice, cross back to Modric, able to bury that goal. We come back with a couple chances, so we are able to work the ball here to Mertens. Mertens has a decent opportunity, but just rifles it right at Ter Stegen. No swerve, nothing at all. This is the one that killed me, though. We worked the ball in. Mertens to Modric. And look where this ball goes. Modric. How do you miss that? I had to pause it right there because that one just killed me. But then look at these final stats. This whole match, we gave up one shot on goal, and that one happened to be the goal that beat us. We had 2 shots on target, 3 shots total. I mean, we had good pass accuracy, fairly even possession. So, I mean, it was a really good match against a strong player. And then actually after the match, I'll show you guys here, I was looking at the leaderboards, and I happened to know our opponent, he was showing as the 100th in the top 100 at that point. Obviously that wasn't enough to hold there, but he was someone who was 26-4 at the time, which is an amazing record. So, no shame in losing to that. That was just a really tough match against 2, really good players duking it out right there. So, here, this was a really fun match right here. Just check this one out here. We had a little bit of banter with our opponent here after this match. I'll show you some of that. But here, I've got a couple things to just point out. One thing I want you to notice, look where our opponent puts his Sol Campbell, his center back, and he's just bringing him out way too far. And if you see at this highlight right here, now he's got a back 3 because he's brought his Campbell out way too far. So if we continue playing it from this point, Dembele is just going to be able to get right on by. Campbell's out of position. Dembele fills that spot. And, we talk about, playing the 4-2-3-1. One of the reasons you play the 4-2-3-1 is to have that defensive stability, to keep your shape. But when you start moving your opponent or your players manually out of position, then you no longer have that shape. So that's something you've always got to be aware of. You've got to be working, like if you're controlling that center back, you want him filling that space that he should be occupying. So a lot of people get in trouble with that. And here's another example, also bringing a Sol Campbell all the way out. And then there we're just able to get right by. Now we're 1v1 versus the keeper. He tries to move his keeper. There's another one. I didn't even highlight that one. Maldini's just coming out against people. And then again, now he's trying to recover. He can't cover everybody. We take our time and just able to bury one. Now we do give up a 45th minute goal there. Firmino is able to bury one by us. No big deal in the 45th minute. Then here in the 90th minute, we were just kind of on cruise control a little bit. Atal able to send one over to Ribery on the cross. So these are the final stats. Our opponent only had 2 shots on target. And then, we just kind of get some stuff at the end, I don't know if you saw some of the other stuff. He was like, want to be YouTuber, get a girlfriend, man. And it's like, I'm married. He's like, oh, and I'm Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, I've had a video with my wife with me, so it's just hilarious. So, we went back and forth. So it's always good to have a good bit of banter back and forth, as long as it's good natured. He is a little upset. I understand that. We've all been there where you're upset from losing a game. But I mean, I feel like that was one. I mean, we won 4-1. That wasn't one that was like one to get upset about, really. So it was just kind of crazy, to see some of that. But, we all see that. It's all good in the hood. But what's funny, though, after that, I was just really amped, and I went into this match, and this was actually against a good opponent as well. And we just play like our best. You just, after something like that, you're just kind of like pumped up, I guess. And then so we get a goal early, and then we just end up getting another one right here. At some point, I guess I'm showing some of the build-up play, and like a build-up play is so important, just building up all of this stuff around Dembele, finding that space, burying it. Then here, we're in the 34th minute now, working it over. Mertens buries one, so we get 3 goals in the first 35 minutes against a strong player, because that was on the plus 15 elo. I think that we were 20-5 at that time, or something in that neighborhood. That he was a strong player. I had looked him up. But here we go into a match, get an early goal. We're just taking care of our business. Oh, that was pretty right there. Look at Luka Modric getting forward. That's one thing I talk about too. And now this is the match, I think. Okay, I believe this is the match that, let me think a second and just make sure. This is the match that I think there was some funny business going on. This felt like a little bit of DDA, and we'll get into that. So you saw early we had the 2-0 lead. So here we give up something. I think our opponent was playing a weird formation, so we allowed our opponent to get by us on that one, where we played some poor defensive work. We come right back, though, reestablish our 2-goal lead. Nainggolan working it to Ribery. Ribery just working it in the box, getting free and burying it. Just absolute monster. But then, hold the phone, we give up one of the worst kickoff goals ever. Just watch this. It just continues, just plays right through here. Dembele just makes this crazy kick here in just a second, where he just kind of lofts it over. Ter Stegen out to get it, and Dembele just able to flick it over. Then we give up this direct corner to Vinicius Jr. So it's like, how often do you give up direct corners? Then here we give up another one where I felt like we defended it, went right by our defender twice. So now we're down. Now we're down 1 goal. I'm scrambling, trying to get back into it, and I do finally break through. I'm able to get free, tie it up. We're gonna send it to extra time. Mertens, I believe. Modric with that header. That was sick. Look at that. Luka Modric bearing it. Now we have a great chance right here at the end of regulation, 90 minutes +1, plus we're in the 2nd minute of extra time. We work the ball to Ribery. Ribery with a nice shot, but no, saved by Ter Stegen. So now here we are. I just wanted to highlight this a second. We're in extra time now, 4-4. This is a nice free kick routine. I don't know how many of you people use something like this, but I think this works out really well. When you're on the right side of goal, you want to have a left-footed kicker, and when you're on the left side of goal, the left half, you want to have a right-footed kicker. And so you want to call your people back to you, and then you just want to send them both on runs. I know a lot of you people know this, but just make sure, take a look, watch what your opponent is controlling. So here he's controlling Ramos, so I just go wide. He's really committed with that Ramos, open up a lot of space, and I'm just able to walk in with Atal and bury one. So now here's where we get a little bit more funny business. Like this was like 2 or 3 goals in this match. It seemed a little funky. So I'm just kind of dribbling out because, I just want the win. We're just working for our rating. I'm just passing around a little bit. Here's one where we have it. So I focus on this. Look at Luka Modric right here. You can kind of tell that I'm trying to pass to Ribery, which is a little bit further ahead than Dembele. And, I'm facing that way. I'm completely facing towards Ribery. And then all of a sudden the pass goes directly to Dembele, who was covered. And then my opponent comes right back, is able to get something, just floated over to Salah, and then Salah buries it, and then we end up losing in penalties, which was an absolute killer. Like, that was a game. Those are the ones I'm talking about that we could have easily had Elite 1 this weekend if we would have just taken care of our business in a couple of those matches. We had one on stream on Saturday where we were up 2-0 in the 82nd minute, ended up losing. So there were a couple of those, and that my very first game of the weekend, I lost 5-6 in extra time. I gave up a 120th minute goal in that one. And, it's rare. It's those types of games where, I hardly ever give up that many goals. And so when you're giving up that many goals, it makes it a little suspicious as far as what's going on with the game. Maybe I had some EA boost and then my opponent had some EA boost. I don't know. But generally, when you get in higher level matches, they're not that high scoring. They're more that 2-1, 1-0, 3-2, something like that. I mean, you're going to have exceptions to that, of course, but just when you see so many goals flying in, it just is a little suspicious. But then we pick it back up, though. We couldn't let ourselves down. I think I took a break after that match because it's just hard to play back-to-back after a match like that. Ribery, like I said, just took over, doing everything, goals and assists, taking care of the goals for us in the second half. We do get pegged back right here, I believe. Dembele just, I don't know, Carvajal got it, but just didn't make a good pass out. He's able to recover. Our opponent gets a goal. I think we kind of trade. This was another weird situation here. We traded back to back kickoff goals. It was just really crazy. So Modric to Dembele, completely uncovered. I think his Kempembe had fell down. My opponent comes right back the other way and gets another kickoff goal. Then we go right back the other way and get another kickoff goal. So I mean, it's just really crazy. Those are the things that make you a little frustrated. But overall, I would say the gameplay was decent this weekend. So there's one, another poor pass from the back. We get it, able to bury a goal. Then I think we bury another one here. I believe so. So, we're just passing around, just trying to show you guys how I do my build-up play, not just showing the ball flying in the net. I want you to see my build-up. Modric, I'll remember that. Modric with a beautiful world-class pass there. And then here, Mendy, another one. Sometimes your players just do not control the ball, and that puts you in a really bad situation. So that would be this would be the third goal we've given up from one of our players just not controlling the ball. We do hold on, though, are able to get the win, hold on 4-3, then we go into another match. Now, this is the only match this weekend where I just was not in it. It was just one of those games. I just could not get going. I mean, I don't feel it was a good opponent, of course, but I didn't feel like he was far superior in skill level. But, it's just one of those matches where we just got beat. We have to take our beating and move on. And, just nothing worked for us. We, that one, we kind of had a rebound fly, a deflection right to Bernardo. We're down 2-0 in the 64th minute at this point. We do peg one back right here. Dembele with a really nice shot. But another kickoff goal right after that. And then that pretty much wrapped it up at that point. Once I gave that one up, I knew it was just pretty much over. So, we give up, I think, one more goal here just from, pressing, trying to get the ball back, trying to get that, just was not ready. Then this is the match right here. We need to win this one for Elite 3. So this is a tough match right here. You've got to clutch it out. We should have already wrapped up Elite 3 matches ago, but because we didn't take care of our business in every step of the way, we have to clutch this one out. We get some nice build-up play, just working the ball, getting some movement. Dembele dribbling, just absolutely epic. Controlling the ball, wing play, so important. Can't stress that enough, how important that is. Dembele working this in. Now here's another one. You see there, we talked about this earlier. Getting your players out of position. That's one thing to really recognize. So now his center back was out of position. Dembele filled that role, buries it in there. And look at that. We get an early goal, control the match early. We get the rage quit. And that takes us to 23 wins for an Elite 3 finish. Again, I'm pretty happy with that because I haven't been playing as much recently. But like I said, this really could have been our Elite 1 weekend. It just didn't quite work out that way. But anyways, boys, I just wanted to share that with you. Please let me know how you finished in Weekend League. Please make sure to give me a big thumbs up. Please make sure to follow me on Twitter at petedaddyfifa. But I'll see you guys soon. Bye.